Hey guys, today I'm going to be telling you what to look for in your first guitar. But the most important part of this video is the fact that there's no order to all of these, so in my opinion, all of these, unless I say differently, are about equally as important. Now, out of all the guitars I have, I picked this one to hold for this video for a reason. And that is the fact that this one is my first real guitar. I already have a video on it, and it's explaining the story of, this guitar. It's my first one. So if you're interested in learning the story about this specific guitar, feel free to watch that video. So this is my 2014 Epiphone Les Paul Traditional Pro, and I love this guitar so much. Again, this is my first real guitar, that's why I'm holding it for this video. Now that you know the basic idea of this video, let's get into it. So, the first thing to look for in your first guitar is, well, the looks. Some people will say that the looks are the least important thing of a guitar, but I strongly disagree. Personally, I think that the looks of a guitar is one of the most important things. The reason for that being is if you see it on your wall, you want it to be something that you're proud of. You don't want to just throw it in the back corner, let it get dusty, and forget about it. If you love the look of your guitar, you're going to want to take care of it, make it look nice for as long as possible. If you're proud of the way it looks, you're going to want to play it more. The next thing is the playability. Now, if it's your first guitar, you might not know what plays well and what doesn't. So, if you go to a guitar center or something like that, feel free to ask an employee what their opinion on the playability of the guitar is. Chances are they're going to be honest with you, and if the guitar sucks and it does not play well at all, they'll probably tell you that and they'll probably point you in a better direction. You want any of your guitars, not just your first guitar, to play well. You want them to be responsive, have a comfortable action, not too high, not too low, and something that's going to respond to the way you want to play it. But I think that one's a pretty obvious one, so let's go on to the next one. Now obviously, the price is a very important part. Aside from the obvious, price is important because it will affect all of the things we're going to talk about. The more you pay, a lot of the times the nicer the guitar will look. The more you pay, a lot of the times the nicer the guitar will play. That's why I say price is one of the most important parts. Another thing to look for is that the guitar is right for what you want to play. If you want to play country, well, you can pretty much play country on anything, but you're probably going to want to look for a Telecaster. If you're looking into metal, maybe looking to a Schecter, a Jackson, or an Ibanez will be a better option for that. Because nobody wants to go and get their first guitar ready to play some Lamb of God and they go home with a Telecaster. And then you go home and try it and it doesn't sound anything how you'd want it to sound. So that's why I say getting a guitar for the genre that you want to play is extremely important. Something like a PRS will be extremely versatile, while something like a Strat or an SG won't be as versatile, but it will do its own job very well. Now our next two things kind of go hand in hand, and that is ease of use and reliability. Now I kind of touched on the ease of use thing earlier, and that was you want your guitar to play well. But another thing that has to do with your ease of use is how easy is it to maintain. What I mean by that is if you want to change strings, is it going to be easy? This is something that's really important in my opinion for a beginner. My second guitar that I ever got actually ended up selling because it was so hard to restring, and that guitar had a Floyd Rose. If you're a beginner, definitely avoid a Floyd Rose because they're very hard to maintain if you don't know what you're doing. So, finding a guitar that's very easy to maintain, such as this Les Paul or even a Strat, will be a great idea for somebody who's just getting a guitar, because if you don't know how to restring it because it's so difficult, that's going to make you very discouraged and you're probably going to end up quitting. So if you want a Floyd Rose guitar, I definitely recommend getting a little bit more experience on a guitar that's a lot easier to learn on, and then eventually building up your experience to getting a Floyd Rose guitar. Now the last thing we're talking about is reliability. Will your guitar be reliable whenever you need it to be? Something I love about this Les Paul as well, it's reliable. This guitar stays in tune very well, and it doesn't really break any strings unless I really crank on it, which I don't really do very often. So if you take care of your guitar, chances are it will take care of you if it's a good quality guitar. A very important part of all relationships is trust, and that is no different with a musician and their instrument. Will you trust your guitar to do its job whenever you need it to? I think this is the most important part because you don't want your guitar going out of tune constantly while you're in the middle of a performance. That would be terrible. That would throw your entire performance off. Though yes, guitars will go out of tune and that is inevitable, but you want to be able to keep your guitar in tune for as long as possible and make it as reliable as possible. So I think that just about wraps it up for this video. I think all of these points were very self-explanatory, but I think they're all equally as important. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye-bye.